Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here early this morning. I'm here because I want to talk to you as always. There are things that's going on in this nation that's very important for all of us. So I want to take a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen, to speak to you again this morning. I'm going to say some things to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth you probably are not going to like. And you might try to some rebelliousness to indicate how much you don't like what I'm saying. But I decided that I'm going to say it, and I'm going to speak the truth to you. Here's the truth. America is on its path to hell. The truth of the matter is we've always been on the path to hell. But now somebody is putting the pedal to the metal. There is more things going around on earth in various places that's pursuing hell than heaven because people are ignorant, they've been deceived, and they do not know the truth. So to the people that are listening to me this morning, I want to say to you that God is real. And God is a spirit. God is not a man, and God is not a woman. He's not wearing blue jeans, or he's not wearing dresses. He doesn't have nappy hair or straight hair. He doesn't have blue eyes or any eyes like that. God is a spirit. And heaven is a state, a conduct, way of living. And hell is the opposite. When you hear me say to you that having your needs, your wants, and your desires met, to have your dreams come true, is the purpose of that heavenliness. That means that you suffer for nothing. That means that you got everything available to you, but you got everything available to you that you need to get the stuff that you want. And it's not God sitting down there listening to you on your knees saying, give me a dime or $100,000 and he give it back to you. I want you to know that planting seeds in the pockets of your preachers and your pastors is only going to make them rich. It's not going to do anything for you but make you look foolish. And God doesn't even see that ignorance. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to stop there, but I do want to tell you that in America, you have, for some strange reason, a party, a political party that's working almost 100% for the devil. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about some of these parties I never heard of. It's what? ONN, and a couple others. You know what I'm talking about. And then Fox. These people work for God, work for the God of evil. They don't work for love. They work for the one of destruction. They work for the one of killing. They lie, they cheat, they steal. You know them. Every time they open their mouth, they tell a lie. And you can see him on Fox, Tucker Carlson. I say him because, he seems like he's looking for the Oscar of working for Satan. And then Judge Janine Perro. Just remember, years ago I used to listen to that woman. I thought that woman had some sense. And now I find out that she's just another servant of Satan. Now, when I say servant of Satan, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who lie. Everybody lies. But I'm talking about people who have an intent of destroying for evil reason, not for a good reason, but just destruction. How can you, as an American people, see Putin, under the guidance of evil, do all of the destruction to Ukraine that's being done? And the Republican Party of America is being highlighted all over the world in all democracies, in all the dictatorships. These Republicans are being held up as saying evil is great. Getting your head cut off is great. Being locked up in prison for standing up and speaking your piece is great. That's what they're saying. They have said that Joe Biden, who is a crook, is nothing compared to Putin. And when they say that, they're telling the truth. Joe Biden is a crook, but he's a small crook. Putin is a great crook. And what the Republican Party is saying, we don't want no little small crook. We don't want Biden the small crook. He does a few things to hurt people. We want the big crook. The one who goes up and bombs babies and old folks and nursing homes and hospitals. That's all they're championing on television. Now, the Republican Party, the Fox News, the ONN, and a couple of them, I can't even repeat them right now. But this is all that they are championing. They are telling America this is what's great. When the tanks moved over toward Ukraine, the ex-president of the United States said, power, power, because that's what he planned on doing to the black people in this country. And see, whether you know it or not, most of the evil that is the devil uses in this country has to do with racism. It has to do with white people and black people. It has to do with somebody telling white people that they were superb. It has to do with somebody telling black people maybe that they were superb. Nobody told them that they were equal. Nobody told them that God loved them both. Nobody told them that God got a house for the white man and the black man, both of them satisfied. Nobody told them that God had a career for the white man and the black man, they both of them satisfied. Nobody told them that God had a purpose for women and a purpose for men and everybody was satisfied. They went on jumping on each other. They let God deal with that situation. All they did was make sure that they did their job right. Men ain't got no business trying to tell women whether they can have a baby or not. Men ain't got no business trying to tell women too much or nothing except what women ask them for an answer to. Playing to play God, trying to tell a woman when she can have an abortion and when she can't. Trying to tell people, oh man, here's what, this is frustration, what you see, ladies and gentlemen. This is frustration that's brought on by a love and compassion for truth, a love and compassion for your needs and wants and desires being met, and a dissatisfaction with liars and cheaters and those who deceive and bring the ingredients for racism and bigotry. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, in America, let me tell you, when you start talking about that division, racism, and all that kind of stuff, there's a distinct difference between Republicans and Democrats. You look at that Republican Party, you got a few blacks in there. You got a few blacks, and they got their reason for being over there. But I want to tell you something. The Republican Party is the Republican Party because they can't stand black people. They can't stand black people. They want them dead. If you think I'm lying, pick up go to see how many black people in the news buying guns, getting ready for the war. We got to kill the niggas. You can bet they're saying that. They're not saying we got to find a way to work together. They're not finding a way we got to work it out. No, they're not saying that. Why? Because they're evil. Evil, evil, evil. And right now, when Tucker Carlson and those people on Fox over there talking about the United States leadership is this and this and this and this and that, and Putin and Fox got them sending that information in every corner, crack of the world, where people are looking and thinking about democracy. And they're saying, look at the United States. You thought they were this. They said they were this. Now look at what the United States people are saying about the United States. They're saying the United States ain't nothing. And why are they saying the United States ain't nothing? Because they want to, the state and its laws want to respect all people. But the ones that are serving the devil can't go for that. And who are those that can't go for that? Republicans. Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning, a little bit later, people will be going to church. The mega churches will be packed. Tomorrow, millions of dollars will be given to the work of religion. It ain't got nothing to do with God. Millions of dollars will be given to the work of religion tomorrow. And what is going to be done? It's not going to do one thing for people that suffer. It's not going to do one thing for people, because the people that's causing the suffering are on the Christian side. The people that's causing the suffering are on, they're really on the devil's side. But they are out there thinking that they're doing the proper thing to bring peace. No, they don't. To them, peace is not deciding that everybody will be satisfied. To them, peace is killing the other one. Now, I sound in my presentation here this morning like I was speaking all across the board. Truth of the matter, I was and am speaking all across the board. Because this is not just one little thing to speak to one little group. All over America, all over the world. In fact, I think I'll just say a couple more things, I'm going to end. I'm going to repeat something that I said earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Check it out. The reason that I can tell you about the devil, because I used to work for the devil. I know the devil. I know the devil. It's like being married one time. You know your wife, you get a divorce. When you get that divorce, you know who you were married to. I got a divorce from the devil, but I know the devil. And I can see the devil all around me, everywhere. And do I see a God somewhere around me? The only thing I see about God is the glue that's able to hold the stuff together before it falls apart. So, for those of you who are interested in what God wants, I ain't telling you to read no Bible unless you want to know the history of stories told about God and stuff like that. If you want to know that, read the Bible. If you want to know about God, go inside of yourself. Go inside of yourself. Everything that is good and wonderful to you, I ain't say good and wonderful to you, not destructive to you, but good and wonderful to you is the same thing that's good and wonderful for mostly everybody else. For instance, you want to live, so do they. You want to live happily, so do they. You want the things that you desire in life, so do they, especially for survival, so do they. You want for your survival food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, so do they. You want something to do while you're here on this earth, something not just sitting in a chair or just walking around singing songs and eating milk and honey. You want something to do. And what does God do? God is a creator. And you here as part of that creation, given the ability to create. When I say given the ability to create, each of you got a gift that can be used in the process of this creation. And then what you're basically doing for sure in this creation, as you exercise your gifts toward those careers that you have, you're creating food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, anything that comes to your mind that you might want to take into the future. God is prepared that can happen. That's what you want. What you don't want. You don't want lying and cheating and stealing and killing and hatred and racism and bigotry and terror war. That's what they don't want. The first is of God, the other is from evil, destruction, Satan, devil, you. Now I tell you this. What good does it do? It doesn't do one bit of good. Now, when I say this, I know you don't like me because I'm a black man. I know you don't like me because I'm black and you think I'm dumb. But let me tell you something. Years ago, I ran for president of the United States because I had heard people pray. They had asked me to take their prayers to God, and I have. And God spoke back to me, told me to take the message back to you. And what I have given you is the message that God told me to give you. But what you're basically saying right now is to hell with that message. You'd rather kill. You'd rather make sure that nobody living but you and that you got a gun and everybody got to come your way, got to make sure that you're satisfied before they can enter. That's what you actually act like. But I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that it's real. Ain't nobody finna give you no heaven. Nobody's gonna give you your dreams come true. No, baby. You got the power to create that or to destroy that. And nobody's gonna help you do it one way or the other. You're gonna do it yourself. Remember, I told you, you were given heaven and you couldn't hold it. You were given paradise, Garden of Eden, and you couldn't hold it. So now you're in a position where if you want, you make it. You talk about you want heaven, make it. You talk about you want hell, make it. Or you're in a place, in a laboratory, make what you want. Now, let me tell you how that would end up. Right now, the world is so corrupt. Till if you try to straighten up evil, people aren't ready. They're going to try their best to kill you. And if you're a good servant, if you're really born again, if you're really a child of God, they're going to kill you. Now, I know when I say to you that Russia is evil and the things that they're doing on Ukraine is evil, you might ask me, well, why isn't this God that I'm talking to you about defending those people in Ukraine? That's what you're asking. If God is so good, why would he allow that stuff to happen to the people in Ukraine? I'm going to tell you this, because you're in charge. That's why he allowed it to happen. You are in charge. What's happening in Ukraine is a reflection of you, the people all over the earth. What is happening in Ukraine could happen basically to any of you any day. And what are you deserving? What kind of response are you deserving? If it was happening to you or when it was happening to you, you are deserving of the same response that you are giving Ukraine. Give them some stuff to fight with, but don't lift up a hand to help them. They're dying by the thousands. Don't worry about it. See, that's the kind of way you've been trained to be. See, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. You can give somebody some money. You might give them some bullets, give them a gun. But as far as you getting hurt, I heard a guy running for some kind, I guess, state office down in the on the southern border, and he was talking about what's going on in Ukraine. He didn't give a heck about what's going on in Ukraine. He wants Biden to focus down on this border where drugs are coming in, killing people down there. Well, see, now he thinks he's cool. He thinks he's cool. Give me somebody down here to fight these drugs, because I don't care nothing about what's happening on the other end. He didn't care a thing about what's happening on the other end. You see what I'm saying? What's the difference in these people and these people? People are people. What works for him here works for here. But no, you don't. You got a special. You got separate things that you want done. You want this act here and that act there, and take the same act in each instance to fix the problem. But you don't care about that. You're only looking at one end, so you don't know what will fix the problem. Lord have mercy. And so when I say running for president and trying to get the message to the nation about what God has indicated that will bring peace to this nation, bring joy to this nation, bring heavenliness to this nation, and I come and tell you, and you just totally turn it off, and then a demon voice speaks through a man about destruction, and you go crazy. You're so much in love. So what am I going to say? I'm going to tell you this. America, listen to me this morning. I love you, and I'm doing everything I possibly can to inform you. But we are on the path to hell. We are on the path to hell. Let me say it again, because you probably don't believe me. We are on the path to hell. And all you got to do, if you think I'm lying, get up this morning, turn your television to Fox. Or go on the internet and look up ONN and that's a couple of others. I can't think of their names right now because I try to stay away from them devil voices. Devil voice. You can hear when Mitch McConnell, when he start talking, you know that's the devil speaking. When Graham from South Carolina start talking, you know that's the devil speaking. When Pompeo start talking, you know that's the devil. Julio, whatever that guy named down south, start talking. You know that's the devil talking. Cruz start talking. You know that's the devil talking. You say, how do you say that's the devil talking? You've heard those lies come out of their mouth. Lies, 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 lies. And then they turn around the next day with some different lies. Lies, 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 lies. I mean, what do you think is going on? You think God is wrapped up in these lies? And you know where they work at? In your Congress. These liars are making laws that you got to, are not, that you have to live by. These crooks that you put in office, that you are afraid to stand up to. You just bite it. Ooh. And then sometimes I see black people over there with the Republicans. I just can't believe that. But, hey, that's you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll just leave it there. Maybe I said enough stuff that I might have mentioned something that's interesting to you. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this moment. This is not a moment that I'm having some clarity that I'm trying to speak to you like that. I just want to give you the jump. Maybe you can find some in it. Until next time, Eddie Marcus say, good morning.